Gail, and this is a live edition of FM Lifestyle.
My brother was one of the reasons that I thought FM Lifestyle was essential. My brother is the kind of traveler who traveled to China 3 or 4 times. And before he came here for the second time, he asked me, so what's next? Do you have something more? And by that time, I saw myself as a Beijinger. And I was offended by that. I was like, what do you mean? We have so much. What do you think we do every Saturday? We go to the Temple of Heaven? We go and have brunch just like you do. When we designed FM Lifestyle, there was one main goal above all. And this was to give a platform to everyone who is doing something interesting in China, and today it's in Asia because we're also flying around a lot, to tell their story, to explain what they're doing, why they're doing it. And then the second goal was that everything we introduce on FM Lifestyle is something that each one of my listeners can hear the show, pick up the phone and say, I'm going there.
He says, I think she's seen. Hello and welcome to FM Lifestyle. This is Gail. We're coming to you on radio from Beijing on FM 92.3 and AM.
I watched a TV show about Chinese food. I was a cook back then, and I told my mom, you know what? I think I'm gonna eat that. And my mom was sitting next to me, said, so you're going to China? I was like, I think so. She was like, cool. And 4 days later, I had a ticket. I arrived in China on October 2003 as what I call the culinary backpacker. I came to walk and eat. And that's basically what I did. So for 1 year, I moved between 16 Chinese provinces, eating and smiling at people because I couldn't talk, I couldn't speak a word of Chinese. If someone gives you something to eat and you take it and you eat it, you're friends now. I loved the language. I couldn't understand a word, but I fell in love with the sound. And I thought to myself, you know what? I can study 1 year Chinese. That will be also a nice experience. And I started learning the language. After 1 year of Chinese studies, I thought I can do this for a little longer, and I started studying ancient Chinese language and literature. And someone asked me, do you want to come be a guest on a radio show? Talk a little bit about the life of foreign students in Beijing. And I thought, yeah, that could be nice, share all these experiences. And I came to this building. I take great pride today in saying that we were part of a group that is very interested in China. That was the first batch of foreigners who went live on radio in China. And it means a lot to us. Before all of the radio shows that I did, there was one format. You either sit in the studio and talk for 1 hour, or you go somewhere and record bits and pieces and add it into a thing. FM Lifestyle has to be relevant to not only what's happening in China generally right now, it really is relevant to what's happening this week. So in 1 week, we're going to tell you that on Saturday, there's going to be a wine tasting, and on Thursday, there's going to be a music festival, and on Friday, there's going to be a guest chef from Belgium for one meal only. So first thing, when people look at the show, it's like, oh, this is so much fun. You eat all the food and you drink all the wine and you sleep in all the hotels. We do. But we also went to hospitals to see groundbreaking treatments for different diseases. I went to make dog food once, which was absolutely hideous. But the idea is to bring a very hands-on experience. Trying to find their own identity when it comes to the lifestyle services that they can provide people in Beijing. All of us are free on the weekend, many of us are driving, but just driving around is not enough. We want to go and see something. The show is in English because there are a lot of foreigners all across China from various countries who are doing fascinating things and cannot tell their story in Chinese. However, at the same time, the balance has shifted, that there are more and more Chinese audience who don't mind listening to a show in English because, one, they want the original language. They don't want subtitles. And their English is good enough. We're seeing thousands of Chinese overseas returnees who are coming back home today. Opportunities are here, and after all, this is home. So when people ask me 16 years later, so it's two questions. Why did you come to China? And then I tell this story. And then the next question is always, okay, so why did you stay in China? And I always say, I came for the food, I stayed for the people. Because the one thing that I knew was going to be amazing was the food, because I saw a TV show about it. But I didn't think how the people are going to get into my heart. Your friends become your family. And in some situations, friends are equal or sometimes even more than a family could be. And I thought, I can see myself living here.